Okay, so there's nobody here yet, which is fine because I mostly want to do a live video so that I can talk and people can watch it and I don't have to do it in 15-second clips. So I tried to record this morning, but I can't get the file to upload to YouTube, and I have some time sensitive stuff to talk about, so I'm just going to say that all here, and maybe I can post this to YouTube later. Who knows? So, two things. Tomorrow I am releasing a pattern for these socks right here. They are the Rise Over Run socks, and they are knit with intarsia in the round. Hello. Using a mini skein and a full skein. If you've been watching the podcast, you know all the specs on the skeins. There is very little purling involved in this pattern, even though there is garter stitch in the round. And the pattern will be $5 normal price, but only $4 for the first 2 weeks after it is released. Sometime tomorrow. It's almost completely edited, but not quite, and I'm too tired to take care of it tonight. And then the other thing that is happening tomorrow is the beginning of the All the Small Things Knit Along. So, sorry I was talking really fast. So I do the Small Things Knit Along every summer, and it is always well attended. There is a thread in the Ravelry group already. Feel free to chat. Rules. Let's see what I can remember off the top of my head. Anything that you finish between June 1st and July 31st counts. Anything at all. So something tiny like a bead for my garland that I'm making, which is 110 stitches altogether. Or anything as big as an entire blanket. Every finished object counts. If you can, put multiple entries per post, because the way that I'll be drawing it is writing a list of who enters and then using random number generator to pick the winner. Single socks count. If you have a finished pair, but you finished the first sock in the before the knit along started, it's okay to post a picture of the pair. Just make sure to specify that it's only one sock. Actually, make sure to specify if you finish both socks during the knit along that both are eligible, because otherwise I'm going to assume it's only the one. Knitting, spinning, crocheting, weaving, sewing, and cross stitch all count, and I am willing to allow other crafts to count if someone requests in the thread that it be counted and 3 other people say it's okay. Those 3 other people don't have to do the craft, they just have to agree, because this is a pretty fun community-based knit along that we're going to be doing. What else? Haley, you've done this a couple times. What am I forgetting? Works in progress count. Even if it's only like 3 stitches that you have left to bind off, just set that down for today. Do it tomorrow. Post it for prizes. If you use one of my patterns to knit your project, you can enter that twice. Oh, and a new thing for this year, you have to, sorry, I'm getting a phone call. Declined. I'll call them back. You have to count your own entries. So at the bottom of each post, make a new post every time you want to enter something, that's fine. If you can cluster your entries, like if you can take a picture of 6 hexapuffs, that'll be great, and just put that one picture, and then at the bottom of your post say 6 items. That way when I'm making the list, I don't accidentally miss anything, and also it's just easier for me to just be able to read your number than have to like count each thing. feel free to post multiple photos in one post. So if you want to post 17 separate photos, that's fine, although it makes loading the page kind of a hassle. But at the bottom, say 17 posts. If you want to post 2 photos, one of like 5 things and one of 12, and say 17 things, that's great too. Whatever works for you really is going to work for me, but I find that it's easier if, that would be a voicemail beep, sorry. I find it easier if if you're going to enter a lot of things all at once, just put them in one post. That's easier for me. And feel free to chat, tell people you love what they're working on, ask questions, talk about completely off-topic things in the group. There is a tag which is BPH small 18. Go ahead and tag that on Instagram. I will not be drawing prizes from Instagram. I will be only drawing them on from Ravelry. And I don't have the prizes posted yet, but I am hoping to photograph that tomorrow. My plan, back when I was recording my podcast, was to record a little video and stick that in the podcast, but that footage is a wash, which is really unfortunate because I had a lot of fun recording today, even though it was really, really hot. I think that's everything that I had to say about the knit along. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. It's the, I don't know, 3rd or 4th year that I've done this knit along, and people really seem to like it, which is good. And let me make sure from my show notes that there's not anything else important I'm forgetting. There is another knit along that is starting on June 15th for socks specifically. And it's going to be called Summer Shorties, but you can knit any length of sock that you want. And I just lost my train of thought. Oh, but short socks are acceptable. There is no minimum length for that. For the Summer Shorties, you have to knit 50% of the sock for it to count. Single socks are acceptable. Double entries if you use one of my patterns. Any weight of yarn is acceptable. Any size sock is acceptable, although I would ask that if you're knitting baby socks, like little tiny socks, that you enter 2 of those to count as one entry. And that will be a non-chatter thread with 1 sock per post. Yeah, I think that's it. New sock pattern release tomorrow, which is also meaning a collection release tomorrow. Small Things Knit Along starts tomorrow. And while I'm here anyway doing administrative things, thank you for everybody who has checked out the Patreon page. I super appreciate that. There is a link in my profile to get there. If you would like to sponsor, that would be awesome. If you would like to sponsor and can't, that's also fine. I totally understand. And if you are not able to at this time, then just, if you want to go check out the page and give me some feedback on it, I would appreciate that. So I am going to let you guys go. And thank you for listening to my administrative ramble, because I'm tired and it's late at night, but it's all really important and time sensitive. And I wanted to get it to you, even though my podcast isn't doing what it's supposed to do. So I will try to record my podcast tomorrow, and I'll see you guys then. Good night. That's not helpful. This is so funny. I always watch everyone else struggle with ending it.